Sup everyone, Indigo Imp here, and welcome to my 10 subscriber special. Now remember back in my BFDIA 23 reaction where when I said once I reached 10 subscribers I would react to a 2-hour long video? Today we're going to be watching Caddicarus' The Incredible World of Completing the Best Game of All Time. Now, you don't know this, but I'm actually kind of a big fan of Caddicarus. I've seen almost all of his videos from 2020 onwards, and now I have 2 whole videos to watch. Wow, almost 4 hours of content. So today I'm going to watch the first video in 2 1-hour-long segments, and this is part 1, so yeah. Now as for the game the video is referring to, I don't know what it's going to be exactly, but I guess we're gonna find out soon. But anyways, without further ado, let's begin. Oh, what? Oh, what is this? Why are we starting like this? You're starting like a document. It's a logo? A studio logo?
The frame rate is a unit of measurement in film and video displays that counts the number of images produced by a device every second in order to determine how smoothly the video is playing, often abbreviated to FPS or frames per second. I know this is quite a confusing concept, however, you can easily see how effective this measuring unit is all by yourself at home. If you own a smart mobile phone with a built-in high-quality video camera, you can manually change the settings of the frame rate for video recordings and then film yourself having an aneurysm in POV, or point of view, in order to see for yourself the obvious effects that frame rates have every time you hit the record button with a different frame rate setting.
It doesn't just apply to films though. Nowadays, the frame rate is commonplace everywhere, whether you're watching Disney's Mufasa in IMAX at 24 frames per second, or playing Smurf's Car on your PlayStation 5 at 120 frames per second. It's safe to say that frame rates are everywhere. But who made them? And where did they come from?
Wait, is this...
The first usage of the phrase frame rate recorded by humans was in the seminal book Von der Natur der Dinge, written by Johann Jacob Wagner, where you can clearly see the words printed right there. However, the first time the phrase was used to describe the images per second phenomenon was in 1836, where 0.00000001% of all books written that year had mentioned it. The problem is, though, nobody in those days could really quantify a metric like that, since in a real...
Is this game about frame rates? What is this about?
Film recorded from our reality, frames per second are a set constant based on each second that passes in real time. So even though the idea of moving pictures was already well underway with cartoon flipbooks and brown horses, examples such as these cannot have a frame rate. Not even the summer blockbuster Man Walking Around a Corner. They weren't recorded onto a device capturing moment by moment. They are individual photographs stitched together, making the speed of the motion and smoothness of the animation, or frame rate, completely up to the viewer.
Okay, sure.
When it comes to actual captured frames per second, that's another story, and one that involves video cameras. So in order to find out more about where the frame rate originated, I took a visit to London's go-to premier film and photography camera museum, literally named the Camera Museum, where you can also get a lovely coffee at their cafe and is not too difficult to find, tucked nicely away from the hustle and bustle of London city centre down Museum Street, and right next to the British Museum of Stolen Egyptian Hair. The owner and curator of the museum very kindly let me and my crew head down to the cellar to take a look around and get a more intimate experience with the hundreds of historic cameras that they had on display. However, while perusing what they had and learning a thing or two along the way, I was keeping my eyes peeled for the main reason I wanted to visit this unassuming coffee shop in the first place. Because for as immaculate as this collection is, I needed to find the device that was responsible for pushing the frame rate into the mainstream as we all know and love it.
What is it?
Human beings have been taking still images with photography ever since 1826 with the camera obscura, and with the commercially available public cameras since 1839 with daguerreotype cameras. But no matter how many pictures you take of different movements and stitch them together, that is all you're doing, creating the illusion of video and not a video in and of itself.
It wasn't until the near end of the century when a French man named, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name, Louis, would go on to invent what most would consider to be the world's
I'm sorry, but when are you actually gonna get to the game? I'm sorry if I'm being impatient, but yeah, when are you gonna get to
video camera in 1888? And then film the oldest surviving and arguably first ever instance of motion recorded on film, Roundhay Garden Scene, filmed at a stately home in Leeds. This is not that camera.
Unlike the other posers hogging all the public glory like man walking around a corner, Roundhay Garden Scene was captured within 2 seconds and was designed to be viewed within those 2 seconds via a roll dispenser in a public toilet. Historians today tend to agree that the film was shot in 7 frames per second, despite one of the actors in the film and the son of the man who filmed it saying it was 12 frames per second, but I agree with the historians because what the hell would this know? He wasn't even there. Thus, in 1888, what the world would come to know as the frame rate was born, and Louis Le Prince would be forever lauded as the man who filmed the first ever frame rate. I took a trip to Bradford, UK, to visit the National Science and Media Museum.
I'm glad I'm learning something today about frame rates. You know?
To see one of the only surviving negative copies of the film reel for Roundhay Garden Scene, the ultimate artifact of frame rate history. It wasn't in there, so I went to the beach instead.
You can't even hear him because of the wind. This reminds me of that one part of my Python's Piranha Bar sketch where when an interviewer is talking to someone, he forgets to point the microphone towards the interviewee.
I'm sending bombs to my address.
Little did the world know, however, that when this primitive TikTok video dropped in 1888, a little country known as Japan was keeping a close eye on the French and their trousers, and unbeknownst to everyone, was secretly making notes about this new frame rate technology, waiting for their chance to strike. And strike they did. But not any harbours. For 1 year later, in 1889, Japan would form a brand new entertainment and leisure company known as Nintendo, and then take all of their copied notes about Louis Le Prince's frame rates and seal them away in a secret underground vault for whenever they could use them for their own projects in the future. But I'm sure you can see the issue that would arise from this. What would happen to Nintendo if Louis ever found out about the theft of his life's work? And the answer is that a few months later, Nintendo made him disappear in 1890. A tragic story, no doubt. But it does have a silver lining.
Oh, you have a Back to the Beginning hoodie? Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's...
Stealing all of Louis' notes on frame rates and hiding them away, 135 years later, Nintendo finally had the technology to create the world's first frame rate video game all about frame rates. And you know what? The wait was worth it, because I cannot believe how polished of an experience this is. In fact, I would go as far as to say this was also worth the inventor of film.
This is the... You made a 2-hour video all about a game about guessing a frame rates? Oh my god.
Appearing under suspiciously timed circumstances, because that bitch couldn't ever do this. He didn't have the imagination for his frame rates to be used as anything other than this, and this is where he peaked. This was the best he could do, and he packed it up there. No ambition, no talent. You look me in the eye and tell me that his film of a man trying not to step in poo is better than mine. I've got like 60 frames per second, he only has 7, scrubbed it and film it in colour. Now, I can't be too harsh to France. I mean, in all fairness, in 1888, they'd only just learned how to walk. In this game, you are given some examples of objects moving across the screen at multiple variations of speeds and frame rates, and you need to use your intuition to guess what the frame rate is. For instance, is the video actually really nice and smooth for Nintendo's brand new $500 console, or is it Nintendo's Tears of the Kingdom from 2 years ago? And this isn't like your silly walking men videos of yesteryear going off at 7 frames per second. This is the 21st century, and there's like a million of them now. What are you supposed to do with so many frames? Well, luckily for you, after all of these years, Nintendo were the first company to finally design the perfect system to handle 1 million frames in a video game all about frames. The Nintendo Switch 2, which much to my displeasure is not 2 regular Nintendo Switches glued together. As a console itself, the Switch 2 is arguably the most controversial one that Nintendo has ever put out, due to the timing, the price, and the consumer-unfriendly game practices. But today, what you do in Nintendo's flagship launch title, Guess the Frame Rate, is look at the frame rate and guess it. Some games can be simple to a fault, but not guess the frame rate. Guess the frame rate wears its simplicity like a badge of honor, and even though it sounds easy, I promise you it isn't. In my entire playthrough, I made at least 1 mistake, and all of you at home won't be able to see the subtle differences between many of the answers that you have to pick between because of this video I made all by myself, only streaming to your device at a maximum of 60 frames per second. That's half of 120, which is what happens when you divide 120 by 2. 1 second you'll be looking at a slightly choppy video of a bouncing basketball that it asks you to guess between 30 frames per second and 120 frames per second, and you'll be sat back all smug in your smug chair saying to yourself, I'm smug. But as soon as you let your guard down, you're thrown into the deep end, picking between the near indistinguishable frame rates of 60 and 120 while watching a very slow melon. After you get 5 correct, you collect all 2 challenge medals for the game. However, for those who dare to go 1 step further, you'll be rewarded with a hidden 3rd medal by guessing 1 more correct. What a celebration of frame rates. From start to end, it's a respectful salute to one of those things in life we all take for granted, frame rates, and allows you to appreciate and engage with them at a level never before seen, and probably won't ever be seen to this level ever again.
Alright, sure.
That's what I would be saying if Nintendo didn't hide 1 more trick up their sleeves.
What?
I remember when I saw my very first frame rate. I want to say I was 6 years old, and I thought to myself at the time, this is nice, but I really wish we can see more than 1, you know? And then we started to get 24 frames, and then 30, and then 60, and now we're at 120, and not just
that's
once,
crazy.
but every single second? You can only imagine how I felt when that happened.
I mean, I love frame rates. That goes without saying. I don't think I know a single person who doesn't love
Your name is Peanut Butter Gamer? No, that's Peanut Butter Gamer.
How many frames these companies can fit into a video every second, I feel like I'm the only person asking the obvious question. When can we put these frame rates into video games?
There's a quiz game that challenges you to identify frame rates.
The Switch 2 coming right out of the gate with Guess the Frame Rate was
half the frame rate of the other guy.
Nobody saw it coming. It exceeded all expectations, and it's already one of the most historic moments in video game history, even though it only came out a few months ago. So with that being said, I don't think anybody saw what was coming next.
Nobody thought it would be possible, but somehow...
Why are you so close? Get back!
Console at the same time, they made a sequel.
Guess the Frame Rate 2. Similar frame rates. Yes, I can hardly believe it either. The sequel releasing alongside the original at the same time, in tandem, on the same console. How Nintendo were able to pull this off in 2025, as launch titles no less, I can't possibly speculate. But rest assured, if you found the original game a little too beginner friendly, you know, you don't want to scare away your audience from ever playing with frame rates again, then I highly recommend you give Guess the Frame Rate 2 a go. When they subtitled it Similar Frame Rates, they weren't kidding, because these are some of the most similar frame rates I've ever seen. Look at that. What even is that? It could be anything at all. Is it 10? 20?
Yeah.
That's it.
15?
It's one of those. And you're a better
5?
man than I if you can do all of this without having to hit the replay button like an amateur gamer's crutch. Guess the frame rate and Guess the Frame Rate 2. Clearly dick around with you. But for as impressive as the tech is, and for as revolutionary the concept, you cannot be blinded by that. For the man blinded by the rate of the frame fails to see that there are 1,000 other games just like Guess the Frame Rate, all in this perfect little bundle. The best video game I've ever played. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. Nintendo's answer to Sony's Astro's Playroom for the PS5. A unique and characterful bit of software built into the console
is about the
for
Welcome
free
Tour
that aims
itself.
to show off and explain every component of your brand new system while
Okay, so this isn't just about...
It's still a...
So this isn't just about Guess the Frame Rate. This is about the entire Welcome Tour.
Video game. Let's have a big laugh.
Oh, something popped up. This says, why the gap?
So today I'm going to explain to all of you at home that have a Switch 2 why this game is worth your time while you're playing all of the other games that Switch 2 has to offer, like Mario Kart World and... Even from the outset, the main menu
just Mario
holds
Kart
huge
World.
Promise, mainly
Nothing
because
else.
there's warning text at the bottom left of the screen telling me that everything
So no Donkey Kong Bonanza?
in the game may be out of date next month. I've also got to pick an appearance now, and oh yeah, this guy is me. How did they know? This is exactly how I looked when I went to the hands-on Switch 2 reveal event in London. I was not expecting Nintendo to be kind enough to include myself in their game, and they got all the details nailed, even down to my iconic bucket hat. Welcome to Switch 2 Welcome Tour, welcome, come on in. Well, what a lovely, warm, and inviting entrance.
I don't think I've ever seen
And the
Caddicarus
first thing
wear a
I
bucket
see is
hat.
a man who's hurt his back. Is he okay? I would ask this lady, but I don't think she cares. She's too busy being fabulous. Ooh, here we go.
All right, then.
Ooh, up, heading up the escalator. This is so exciting. I did this in real life the other day. I can't believe they made a video game about what I did.
All right, then. Oh, now you're wearing
Here's
a...
the thing.
Now, on the day I went out and bought my Switch 2, the man at the front of Curry's told me, welcome. Then I got myself a video game called Welcome Tour. Then, after booting it up by clicking on the word Welcome Tour, I got given a giant logo with the word Welcome on it. We were told welcome when we got to the front of the line. We just went past the Welcome Tour sign, and then the lady at the welcome desk says, hello. The game hasn't even truly begun, and yet we've already been hit with a subversion
Real
of expectations.
missed opportunity,
Right out the gate, Switch 2
Nintendo.
Welcome Tour wants to tell you
Worst
loud
game
and clear
ever.
that it is a game
Boo!
uninterested in following conventional mechanics and story progression. It's new, it's audacious, and just when you think you've predicted what it will do next, it will pull the rug from under you and still have the capacity to surprise its players. What are my first impressions of the venue? Well, it feels like I'm about to check into my flight with Virgin Atlantic, and I don't like that man with the omelette on his head. Is this the biggest Nintendo Switch 2 console you've ever seen, or what? Oh, wait, so that's what we're standing on? Well, that just oils my buns. What other video game out there lets you run on top of the console that you're playing it on? I will have to be honest, though. Biggest Switch 2 I've ever seen? I've seen bigger.
Dang. Wait. Yep, that's why I thought...
And it was a lovely day. But yes, that is the basic idea of this game. You and your bucket are running around on top of the Nintendo Switch 2 while learning everything about it and playing a load of mini-games that further demonstrate all of the new tech.
Oh yeah, you thought that Guess the Frame Rate was the whole game? Yeah, I don't blame you. I thought that too. It was amazing.
But nay, that is just one part of it. Horse. There's a lot to see and a lot to do, which is great value when you consider it's all built into the console and didn't cost anything. As the lady at the Virgin Airlines check-in desk also explains, additionally, you can gain some insight into what makes the Nintendo Switch 2 console and its accessories tick, and take some quizzes to test your knowledge. Be still, my beating heart. Oh, and there's one more thing she forgot. A stamp rally. Quizzes? Stamps? This game has everything. Oh, and if I want to move around more quickly, I can run. Now my beating heart can't handle the blood anymore, so it's gone straight down to my willy.
That's awesome. Who is it?
Oh, there's nobody there.
Okay. Is it Spawns or...
Hello, I'm Spawns!
Yep, there it is! Haha.
When will you have enough money?
Never. Watch as I sell my own body. This video has been sponsored by myself. Hello.
What?
Do you remember the time in 2022 when I blessed all of you with that special limited edition Blu-ray box set with a booklet and disc-only exclusive videos? When Caddy was making it back then, he didn't even think about the people who didn't have a Blu-ray player because he's terrible. So now we're relaunching that box set, but this time as a DVD because I pity you. Wait. So you're reselling the exact same thing again? In the description box below?
Yeah.
At pixelempire.com/caddy in very limited quantities? Is that it?
No, I'm reselling the same thing but in slightly worse quality. And that's not all that's different.
Okay.
The disc has a new design.
I don't
based on
mind
the
DVD.
PS1 Platinum range in Europe,
It's also
and
region
there's new added
free.
stuff on the disc that wasn't on the original Blu-ray disc, such as an exclusive 15-minute
Oh.
behind-the-scenes video documenting Caddy's recent TEDx talk, as well as a new
okay.
hidden video that I'm not going to tell you how to access because the packaging of the box set is original and brand new.
Oh.
My box has a typo on it.
The original box set booklet is back, but this time with a new cover, along with 8 additional pages not found in the original
that's
Blu-ray
cool.
booklet.
My box doesn't have a booklet.
And the DVD box set even comes with a new and exclusive sleep paralysis demon that you can stick
Oh,
wherever you
wow.
want. On your phone, on your laptop, on your face, on your pets, on your floor, on
What?
your face, or on your priceless family heirlooms.
Disclaimer, individuals
Okay.
who place the sticker on their property agree to the terms and conditions, including but not limited to a 68% chance of summoning the depicted entity to inflict bodily harm on all residents in your home. But the box only comes with one sticker.
Alright.
Why have I
But
got
that
no
does
booklet
have a
and instead I've got,
34% chance it
700
won't be-
bloody stickers?
You know what
Oh,
else you don't
wow,
have?
that's a lot.
These brand new PS1 parody covers. I don't either. They're not printed yet. Caddy and his artists have been
Okay,
working
sure.
tirelessly to bring to life 24 original double-sided PS1 game insert covers, all renamed and devised by him and
that-
his troubled head, that you can actually use in your own PS1 games by sliding them into the front of the existing
Calculator
front covers.
face.
One side for American games, another side for European. And as for
Alright.
Japanese games... Oops! From the platforming classics Cash Banuka and Simon the Door, to the
Okay.
terrifying restaurant email and silly hat, to
Okay.
the atmospheric Tube Maker 2 and medical, in each
Yep,
box is
okay.
3 mystery picks out of a possible 24 unique designs. And don't worry, each individual
Alright.
box order will have mystery picks, but there will be no duplicates in your box. I'm not fond of any
Oh,
of you, but
okay.
I don't hate you that much.
That's cool.
This is clearly so much
No
more than
duplicate.
just a DVD version of a Blu-ray relaunch merchandise. There's so much new stuff to it.
Yeah.
Is that it?
No, of course there's more. And to show you the rest of the new stuff, in honor of Black Friday, I'm going to pass
Yep.
you over to my cousin over there, Black Spons.
What?
Don't be shy.
Yeah, no.
Say hello.
Yeah, Kai's like...
Hello, I'm also Spons.
Oh,
Thank Christ. There's even a deluxe
Okay.
tutorial version of the box set that
It's
has
Dark
even more
Spawns.
stuff for you. With all of the stuff in the standard edition included, on top of an 11 by 14 inch poster designed by Caddy and drawn
Okay.
by his thumbnail artist, and even better, 12 mystery non-duplicate PS1 covers instead
Oh,
of 3 covers,
wow.
and free US shipping. By the way, if you don't want the Plutonium box set, I don't respect you, but it's fine because all of the parody covers are available to buy individually and separate from the boxes, as well as the
Alright.
poster.
Okay, I get it. It
That's-
sounds perfect.
That's awesome.
It's not enough. Can I have prizes?
No, I mean yes. Every single parody cover, whether in the box sets or individually purchased, all feature a
Alright.
prize ticket attached to them, and there's over
Oh.
a dozen prizes to claim with them. Everything from Pixel Empire gift cards and half-price vouchers to even
Okay.
more parody covers sent to you for free. And at that point, it
Alright.
doesn't matter if you even get a duplicate or not, because you'll then get another ticket for another chance to win something else. And for the cherry on the cake that nobody wants and nobody eats, so why is that even an expression? There are also 5 finite grand prizes to claim with the tickets.
Yeah.
There's 30 signed random PS1 games from Caddy's collection up for grabs.
Wait, I didn't
Okay.
sign up for that.
20 $100 Pixel Empire gift cards up for grabs.
Oh,
10
okay.
signed PS1 consoles from Caddy's collection up
Oh,
for grabs.
wow.
No, I'm serious. I didn't agree to this.
Stop. Signed and
He
framed
didn't agree.
personalized doodles from Caddy up for grabs. And for the
Okay.
ultimate grand prize, one
Yeah.
single lucky person will receive Caddy's very own twat hat from
Oh,
this video,
okay.
signed by him.
But I'm the only twat.
And if you go to the description below to pixelempire.com/caddy, you can get a chance to win and become the next twat. Or if you're American, the next twat. Sadly, we have only produced a
Okay.
small and limited number of these sets, and once they're gone forever. So you'd better act quick if you don't want to miss out. Head to the description right now and best of luck. And don't forget, head to the description
Oh.
right now and best of luck.
You
Or
just
don't.
said that.
I'm not your mum.
Okay, bye.
Bye. So about those stamps.
Dude, sorry, I just remembered that they have stamps.
The stamps are unexpectedly the main collectible in the game. There are 12 worlds to explore, and the only way to get to each one of them is by finding all of the stamps in the previous area. Not only a brand new idea for a collectathon by forcing you to collect 100% of everything in a level before you can get to the next level, very innovative, but also serving a separate purpose of helping you find the Switch 2's G-spot. And these stamps, to the game's credit, can be pretty expertly hidden, especially considering the stamp stations stay invisible until you make them pop up. You've really got to work for these tramp stamps. But don't worry, if you can't figure it out, just ask Fred and Velma. By the end of the game, you'll have a verifiable Petri dish of all the inky warts your new console has, and it does feel fantastic to fill up the whole set. Stamp collectors, I think I finally understand you now, and it's all thanks to Mint with their brand new Swint. But I know what you're thinking. Caddy, you're a great lay, but what kind of stamps can you get? Well, you can get stamps basically anywhere and can be attached to basically anything. It's always a stampy surprise, with some of my favorite stamps in the game being air vent, game card slot, rubber pads, foot left, heat sink, stand pole, back cover locking mechanism, and fan. But with the good does indeed come the bad, and unfortunately not all of these stamps are winners, with my least favorites including audio jack, NFC touch point, USB Type-C connector lower, battery, LAN port, and these ones. Now let's take a step back for a second. First impressions are everything in a video game, right? For me, if I'm not impressed in the first 45 seconds of the game, I take the disc out and poo on it. And I'm sure that you can mention off the top of your heads many iconic opening worlds or stages from all sorts of games over the years.
Definitely.
The Village in Resident Evil 4, the Hangar in Doom 1, Green Hill Zone from Sonic, Rapture from BioShock, the Reactor from Final Fantasy VII. Well, now we can add Switch 2 Welcome Tour to that list with the equally iconic first world, Joy-Con 2L area. God, I don't even know where to go, what to do first. There's just so much to choose. What do you think, pig? Oh, he wants to read first. Okay, fair. Sometimes I play video games and then in 5 minutes pick up a book. I can't judge you for that. And as for this guy, he just got here too and he's already in agony. So right off the bat, we have a great opening stage name, a great promise of the gameplay to come, and two people hanging around in constant pain. I don't know how the rest of the game is going to top this, but we must let it try. So I suppose we'll head off and try our first quiz out then, eh? By pure chance, we're kicking off everything in Joy-Con 2L area with HD Rumble 2 Insights Quiz 1. But before we get too excited and our legs get all wet, we need to do a bit of reading first to prepare us for the first obstacle of the game. In fact, the game won't let us take the quiz until we read all of these insights, as they call it, which is ingenious design, because if you were able to skip these and tackle the quiz head on without this mandatory training, you would get the questions wrong every time and therefore not be able to explore more of the game. Freedom stems from restriction. That's what Mussolini told me. So no, I don't mind having to read through all of these insights. I don't mind that a lot of them provide me with nothing at all. I don't mind that many of them are locked to a timer or video that you have to watch before you can move to the next page, and I don't mind that you have to reread them if you fail the quiz before you can try the quiz again. Give me all of that insight, grant us eyes, and we'll be quizzing in no time flat. Did you know that on the controllers, Rumble won't be happening all of the time? Did you also know that you feel vibrations from the controller you're holding in your hands? With your hands? And did you also know that the Switch 2 is susceptible to panic attacks? Please don't make me do it. Please don't make me play Mario Kart. I don't like Italian.
It's fine, he's just a bit scared, just
all of the insights? Go you! Yeah, I can read. See, Dad? And that means we're finally ready to tackle the quiz all about
here we
HD
go.
Rumble. I hope you're all paying attention. What is in the controller? Microphones. How does the HD Rumble move? It doesn't. Which statement is true about how great the HD Rumble is? It's always shit. Where are the HD Rumble parts?
It's like
everything's not attached to anything.
Horoscope.
Nowhere.
Full marks. Okay. Yeah?
You really know what's what when it comes to HD Rumble 2 now, eh?
I just love it when we hear laughing in the background, okay?
Bet you're rootin' tooted Sally. And if any of you viewers still want to learn even more about vibration and rumble technology, take a look through the drawers of your mum's bedside table and ask her all about it at dinner. Right, we're off now. Onward to find the rest of the quizzes. But before we do that, I just have to see what this kid has to say. She's dressed identically to me, but with the colours inverted. I need to fix her terrible taste.
And with a baseball cap.
C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, and L. The areas progress in alphabetical order. Pretty easy to remember. You know what? She's not wrong. I do think that Joy-Con 2 L area is a great world name, but I was born with a medical condition where I can't remember more than one world name at a time, so Nintendo cut out the work that I need to put in to enjoy the game's world building. Spinal mount... What? I can't remember that. I have rickets. This is Area A. Much better. Who needs names when you've got sequential data? Now run along, you little scamp, and play in the park with my children. 1, 2, 4, and 5. 3 didn't make it. While on my way looking for more quizzes and stats, I even got a teaser for what's to come from this old. I had my first go on one of those mouse controls games today. Believe you me, I was sliding around like nobody's business. No, I think that's Parkinson's. But now that I'm aware that there's a mouse mode we get to mess around with, I'm more motivated than ever. Look at this. I even found a lady about to end it all by jumping off the end of her Switch 2 Joy-Con 2.
No, please don't.
Is so infectious, I managed to keep her from jumping once she realized the SL and SR buttons are made of steel.
Did you notice did you happen to notice and or realize gaming?
Did you happen to notice and or realize that games use electricity?
So we do a little bit more looking around, get a few more stamps, talk to a few more freaks, and then discover that one of the new features of the Switch 2 Joy-Cons is that you can put them on incorrectly. Oh look, it's time for another quiz. Here we go. What do you use to detach the Joy-Con 2 controllers from the console? Telekinesis. What do the Joy-Cons use to attach themselves to the console? Love or glue? I mean, what's the difference? You should have been at my wedding. Where are the magnets that keep the controllers attached to the There are no magnets.
Another full marks. Good job.
It's good to see the challenge ramping up so soon, and the game is fully aware of it too, because after finishing that quiz, a new character in this story appears. This lovely lady, and she jumps in to offer us even more non-consensual insight. But not just any insight, it's very special insight.
Grant us eyes. Grant us eyes.
What makes this insight so special? Well, she'll provide us with insights that are not available on any of the museum plaques dotted around the place. It's insight exclusively from her own wisdom, and you can trust that wisdom because her brain is so big it became her hair. Okay, one more quiz to go. Found all the insights, read them all. I can read. Dad. Time for the quiz. How do you play games with the Joy-Con 2 mouse? By nibbling on cheese. What does the gyroscope allow you to do? Locate nearby sandwich shops. Where else can you use the mouse? Underwater. Another tough quiz, no doubt about that. And it's in moments like these where I'm extremely thankful for the insights you have to read before tackling them. Even if they do jump scare you sometimes with Johnny
fewer than the
Top-Teeth
Game Boy camera.
That's wonderful. Thanks for that, Nintendo. So now that you have a mouse on your Switch 2, are you gonna jump scare me with the maze game as well?
Oh boy, it's this. It's gonna be a...
Hang on, this isn't the maze game. It's this kid's single forehead wrinkle.
All of this is very well and good, absolutely, but you've thrown me into a few quizzes so far, game, so I've got a quiz question for you. Why is the escalator deathly fast, and who left my nan to operate it?
Oh, shit. Alright, now onto the mini games.
Yes, here we go. It's the moment
Alright,
we've
here
been
we
waiting
go.
for ever since discovering that Guess the Frame Rate was yet but one slice of the really good bread at the back of the shop. Each of the Worlds in Welcome Tour feature at least one minigame for you to play that not only demonstrate the space-age tech of the Switch 2, but also provide gameplay never before seen in the history of the Switch 2. Starting off strong with Dodge the Spiked Balls, a game where you use the Joy-Con's new mouse mode in order to pilot a UFO, avoiding balls and a lot of other balls. Yes, you heard that right. For those who didn't know, the Switch 2 Joy-Cons have a new mouse mode where you can immediately get mouse control depending on the software by taking one of the Joy-Cons and holding down on its side on a flat surface. And one of the many mini-games that use this technology is this one. It starts pretty straightforward with many smaller balls.
You're staying in the corner and you're dodging everything.
Any good difficulty curve should, the balls get bigger, then they get faster, and they appear in lots and lots.
Oh wow, this is okay.
So the longer you can survive, the more medals you're awarded. Yes, alongside collecting the stamps, and alongside doing the quizzes, and alongside reading text, you have yet another thing to work towards. These golden medals. I didn't do too bad on my first attempt, but I needed to get that second medal. So off again I went, and after another attempt, I made it to the 30 seconds. Brilliant. I got the second gold medal. I already have more than most Olympic athletes. But you know what I did? I kept going. And I kept going. And I kept going. And once the going couldn't be kept any longer, at just over 50 seconds, I failed. No worries, nothing lasts forever.
50 seconds.
Time to move on to the next.
Oh, a third one.
There's a third. There's a hidden third medal.
Oh.
Oh my god. And stamps.
Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. I could hardly believe it either. This minigame had a secret third gold medal objective. And yes, slight spoiler warning, but every minigame after this will also feature this hidden medal.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Daring, even. How did you even do that?
Okay, now this makes me wonder. Is there a fourth one?
Honestly, I could
Probably
ask you
not,
the same question. How did you add 3 medals into the minigame, but have the third one be a secret? And what? Stop. Hang on. Stop.
Oh no, part 2.
There's a part 2? Just like in Guess the Frame Rate? There's a sequel to this immediately afterwards in the same game? How are you doing this?
Shut up.
Vomit! Blah, blah. I don't want to get carried away. Before we can enjoy that, we have to have our first meeting with this guy, the main villain of the game, who's collecting medals alongside you. And, as you will soon discover, the final boss. Oh, you just got your first one now? That's cool, I guess. I've already got 5, though.
Oh!
Well, fuck you too, you little scab.
Oh,
I'll show you.
Oh, wow.
I'll finish the entire game. I'll get all the medals, even the secret ones. And it'll be the easiest thing I've ever done. Because I'm a grown-up, and you're a tiny little wretch.
Dang, okay.
I'm sorry, I can't take this any longer. We have to get on to part 2. Dodge the Spiked Balls 2, Catch the Stars. This is where the gears are fully engaged now.
So
you thought that the sequel game to Guess
so
the
we have to
Frame Rate
catch
was jump up?
while
Well, in
dodging
this game,
spiked
we're now
balls
avoiding
now.
spiked balls while trying to catch
Holy.
them. And the medals are no longer about how long you can catch stars for, but how many stars you can catch. And the best thing is you don't even need to count the stars yourself. The game does it for you. It wasn't long though, and as quickly as I begun, I did it. 63 out of 60. All 3 medals acquired.
Yep.
Then they did a
third?
No, I'm not joking. Close your gates,
there's a
everyone.
third.
Welcome Tour just got even better. The game where you move a UFO around a screen with your mouse, there's a third game of it. Dodge the Spiked Balls 3 Twin UFOs. The birth was revolting, but the game is not. You're avoiding spiked balls while collecting
now
stars,
you have to control
while
2
controlling
with
2
each
UFOs
Joy-Con.
together with each hand at the same time. Have you ever used 2 mice before on Windows? I did. It didn't work. This minigame is quite the step up, let me tell you. The only way I was able to actually do it was by reverse cross-eyeing myself and using peripheral vision to try and guide both spaceships around.
Crap,
if you're stuck on this divisive second sequel to the
there's no way I'm gonna be able to do something like this.
That's my hint for you. Don't try to look at each ship at the same time. Just stop looking at everything entirely and you'll get there at some point. After this, we can do a little more exploring of Area A, where we'll also end up finding the second mini-game of the world. Find the strongest rumble. Subtitle, Along a Line. As the title suggests, you move a cursor left and right with a mouse cursor because the Switch 2 Joy-Cons have a new mouse mode, and then you click down on the trigger when you think you found the strongest level of HD rumble. There's not much else to go into. Like I said earlier, simplicity is one of this game's best strengths, but what I will say is that I managed to nail the epicenter on the exact level of distance away from the highest possible medal score, which, if you ask me, is harder than landing on the epicenter completely. You try getting 3 spots off of your target exactly. Actually, don't try, because you can't. There's also a part 2 to this mini game as well. Find the strongest rumble 2 along 2 axes. But my excitement knowing there's a part 2 has come down slightly since we've already seen that some mini games can go up to a trilogy. So it's no longer as big of a shock for me. But what is a shock is just how long it took me to find even close to the epicenter of where the rumble is once you have to consider up and down direction as well as left and right direction. You want to know how long it took me? 23 minutes. 23 minutes to move a mouse around and click once. And after those brutal 23 minutes, I gave up. So I asked my partner Caddicarus to do it for me. And she did it in under 9 seconds and landed on the exact point.
What?
That woman really knows her vibrating hand-sized devices. Still though, I think you've got...
Shut up, Caddy! I just can't. Wow,
give
that has to have been luck.
That was 23 minutes of pure, raw, uninterrupted, uncut gameplay on a mini game, a side mode. Incredible value, considering the game's free. On we go to part 3, the return of the king of vibration.
Actually, it's not that. Welcome Tour. You know, last time I checked, Welcome Tour isn't free. It's $20.
Based hide and seek video games everywhere. Find the strongest rumble 3. False positives. This time we have free control of our direction.
There's a fake one. There's
fake
ones too.
There are multiple vibration areas all over the screen that can be pretty strong, but not the strongest. So you need to be able to figure out which one of the multiple areas are still weaker than the main one that you have to find. And then after that,
like it
you
says,
then
find
to
the
land as close onto the
strongest
epicenter as possible. Okay, I know this is Nintendo. I know it's a launch title. I know it's teaching me how everything works, but come on, do me one. This sounds way too easy, even for this game.
Oh. That was way off.
Man, oh man. What an opening. Actually, no. What a welcome. Oh yeah, about that.
Yep, thanks.
I'm sure that a lot of you out there are probably really upset and disappointed over the lady at the beginning of Switch 2 Welcome Tour saying hello to you instead of welcome. I know I was. But don't worry, that disappointment hit me and it fueled me to tally every single time that I saw the word welcome for the rest of my playthrough. And it turns out it's 22. So the game does make up for it. However, as much fun as we've all had in this now iconic, unforgettable opening video game world, Area A, we do need to move on to Area B. And our reward for finding all the stats finally allows us to step all over your Switch screen, which is exactly like how the UK post office system works.
Oh.
A bit of a
Are you stepping on the screen? That is just... Oh, I hate it when you... Oh, I hate it when artwork gets damaged.
In the game, no doubt. But what is Nintendo if not a risk taker, a rule breaker? And personally, I admire the courage of them to put something like this so early on in the game. However, it is still a bit of a difficulty spike, and you have to be extremely careful now, since exploring around for all of the stamps in this area does introduce a new losing state. Falling down.
Oh! Okay.
There is a lot to see
Oh,
in
shut
World
up.
2,
Give me a
and not just
custom
because of
game
it being
over.
more than quadruple the size of World
custom
1.
game
There's
over
more
screen.
stamps to find, more people to talk to that
Yeah.
are lost on a big rectangle with nothing on it, and we even
Yep.
find a fire exit just in case your Switch 2 combusts and you need to know where your body needs to be to keep away from the fire. It's also in Area B where we discover the rumors are true.
What?
The speakers do face downwards a little bit. Oh my god!
Oh
yes! I
my
finally found
god!
the G spot! The game spot! Where you put the games in. It's also
Yeah,
here that we
okay.
meet probably the most hardcore man in video game history. A total, utter shagger who absolutely
Yeah.
loves reading insights and is utterly overjoyed that he can get from one area to the next by collecting stamps. Dude, yes, I've been
Dang,
trying to tell
okay.
everyone this for weeks. I think you're just misunderstood because your hat is bigger than your head. Area B, also
Alright.
known as Nintendo Switch 2 console area, also begins
Alright.
introducing us to some more interesting NPCs. And I say interesting in the sense that
Go
they're
on.
completely shitting mental. My sixth sense.
Okay.
It speaks to me.
Oh.
No, man, that's your dead wife. Listen to her and fall backwards. Oh, I found some
Shut
more insights
up.
about the console speakers.
I don't know
That
why
must
I
mean
keep
a
saying
quiz is
that.
imminent. What did they do with the speaker boxes inside the system? Fill them with water. What are the speakers sandwiched between? Clothes pegs.
Hey, sandwich.
Hello.
Hello.
Sandwich. And today I'm going to show you how to
Yep.
make my most special, popular staple dish.
Yep.
Squeal like a pig.
Okay. Sure. What?
First, you need peg, ham,
Yeah.
ham, ham, ham,
Ham. Ham.
peg.
Spam, 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 spam,
Enjoy.
spam, spam, baked beans, spam, 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 and spam.
Whoa.
Wait, what?
Ham, peg, hair. Enjoy.
Oh. Oh. Oh, yeah, those
Whoa,
are fake
you got all the
teeth.
questions right? Give it up for our new rising star. You're like a pro at speaker trivia. Lady, thank you. That's what I've been trying to tell Oxford University, but they just won't let me in. I really
Okay.
hope you're watching, Oxford Toffs, because that's not all I can do either. I can finish quizzes about microphones too. Did you know
Yeah.
that they can capture mood and emotions, and that in the Switch 2, the external noise cancelling they have isn't that amazing, but it does its best to erase the noises. Let him off. He's
Okay.
trying his hardest. He's only a baby. Okay, the year is 2025, right?
It's 2026, actually.
And after all this time, there hasn't been one video game released that features my favorite thing in the world, audio
Okay.
feedback. I've been waiting my whole
Oh.
life for one video game to blast out my favorite thing in the world, and I just don't think at this point that any game is
Okay.
ever gonna give it to Nintendo. How did you know?
Oh.
Anyway, here we go, the microphone quiz. Question 1.
Okay.
What is built into the Switch 2? A microphone. By the way, just
Yep.
as a side point, for as fascinating and difficult as these questions all are, it has unfortunately made me notice one negative thing about the Switch 2, which is that the chip in the
Yeah.
console designed to make people's voices easier to hear doesn't
Yeah.
balance out the size of their mouths. I'm not angry, I just wish they told me. If you want to focus on the quizzes
Okay.
though, well, in terms of them, absolutely nothing, not a single thing beats the stand quiz. A quiz all about the stand. And not only is it a quiz all about the stand, but the insights you need to read to
stand?
access it amount to one single insight. I really love this change of pace. No teasing, no foreplay, just give that stand a right old ram. What could they possibly
Dang,
fit
all
inside
right.
the one individual insight anyway? Surely there's just too much information about the stand. Let's see. On the back of the console, there is a stand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready for the quiz. Question 1. What is a stand? A stand.
All right.
Now that may be my personal favourite
Sure.
quiz in the whole game, and I am the most important person in the
Yeah.
room, but alas, I'm not the only person. And this lady here is completely besmitten and borderline obsessed with the console screen quiz. Doesn't that just sound fascinating? I mean,
Why'd you
yeah,
have to-
but it's no stand quiz. crazy bitch. You know, for as much as I'm loving Welcome Tour so far, I will knock it on one thing in particular. Even though it is really intuitive to lock you out from the quiz until you read all of the insights, some of these quizzes do require a little bit too much reading. In fact, some of the quizzes are quite frankly a little bit ick with how much they expect you to read.
Yeah, wow,
I
that
want to
is
see
a
more
lot.
stuff like find the strongest rumble and guess the frame rate, and I can't even skim through most of these insights. Can you at least cater to somebody in my position? I've got attention deficit hyperactivity, don't give me a book. What are the little images on the screen called? Pickles. It said in an insight that the sound of clapping specifically doesn't get removed. That sure came out of left field. Jesus, yeah, it did. Oh my god, did that insight really say that? That's a mask-off moment. I had no idea it felt like that. It needs to be cancelled. And to top it all off for Area B, we end with a touchscreen-only minigame that none of you will be able to see, and a HDR tech demo that you also won't be able to see, because I can't record in HDR, so whenever I turn it on, it makes the picture go... Oh, hang on. I said tech demo, didn't I? Completely forgot to mention them. Yeah. There aren't just mini-games, there aren't just quizzes, there aren't just stamps. This game also has a load of tech demo tents scattered around that serve the same purpose as mini-games, but don't have a game to play. Isn't that fun? But what is a tech
demo?
Sandbox? Well, luckily, we have our #1 reporter on the scene ready to explain it. What have you got for us, Jim? Hello everybody, this is Jim back to you, and I'm here to... Thanks for that, Jim. Sadly, these tech demo tents only reward you with one medal, and there's no secret high score objectives. But still, it's another thing to collect, and you can never have too much of that, can you?
No, I guess you can't. Oh, wow, that's a lot. What?
Fortunately for us, the amount of time you spend on the tech demos reflects how many medals that they're worth. You're only in them for a few minutes, you get one medal. They are perfectly paced. One moment you'll be testing out the noise reduction microphone by screaming out loud while using a vacuum cleaner. Wow, thanks to Nintendo, I finally separated my mental breakdowns from my cleaning. But then, just when you were getting comfortable, the next moment you'll be asked to shake maracas around over 100 times.
Oh, dang.
I got shot. A tech demo like this? Here? Who'd have thought it? I travelled a long way to get here, and it's already worth the trip. Whoa, that's quite high praise. And what tech demo in that tent are you talking about? I'll tell you, playing Mario 1 from really far away. There's a demo later on that lets you mess around with the Joy-Cons rumble and shows you how it's so subtle and complex that it can actually make sounds based on vibrations alone.
Dang, alright. That's actually awesome.
Shit. I want more stamps. And soon after that, another tech demo appears that lets you directly customize the speed and ferocity of the rumble all by yourself.
Ooh. Dang.
There's a tech demo where you get to feel the joy and excitement of using a saw.
Oh, this actually... Yeah. Can we stop holding me like that, Caddy?
Oh, legs gone. There's another tech demo where you hold the Joy-Cons like motorbike handles and rev up the engine until you hit maximum speed.
Oh.
There's another tech demo where you mess around with the Switch 2's microphone and have a great time with some very good effects.
Fee-fi-fo-fum, I smell blood, I have cancer.
There's a demo where you can compare super resolution mode next to 720p, a demo where you splash a load of suspiciously thick water around, a demo where you can manually adjust the variable frame rate, which you're not allowed to see, a demo where you can manually adjust the refresh rate that you're not allowed to see, a 3D sound test mode that is 18+, and after being told how high-tech and advanced the new HD rumble and motion sensors are in the controllers, there's even a demo that tests those controllers by allowing you to roll a ball around that doesn't work with the screen out of the dock, so you can't see that either. We all love a good show, don't tell, but personally, I prefer a don't show, don't tell.
More. 4 minigames, okay. Shh. 4 minigames, okay. 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 4
I regret to tell you that I've already talked about the minigames here because there's only Guess the Frame Rate. And as much as I would love to talk for another half an hour about how brilliant it is, too much of something is not good for you. So instead, I'll answer a question that has probably been on your mind since the opening of this video. That area in Leeds, where the world's first frame rate was captured, is it still there? Can you visit it? Can you recreate this film? After a little bit of research, I discovered that sadly, the stately home where this monumental film took place was actually demolished many decades ago, with only the adjacent stately home next to it remaining strong and currently being used as a retirement home, presumably for old frame rates. All that remains from the original location of Roundhay Garden Scene, and right next to the other stately home currently still standing, is the original house's border wall right here.
Alright. Well.
Or is it?
Oh, you're actually gonna go there? Oh, you're actually going there. Oh. Blue Skidoo, we can. Hold on. Blue Skidoo, we can too. Alright.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of sad that there's nothing else left.
Yeah.
But the good news is that even though the building is gone, it lives in spirit forever in the McDonald's over the road. So I'm going there instead and making the most out of my trip to Leeds by testing out something else on Welcome Tour that doesn't work while plugged into the TV. Luckily, we don't need Joy-Cons because I thought they were nuggets and they're all gone. So the next thing to do is ask the question, are you ready for the mini game of your life?
Yeah.
Whoop whoop. Well, if you mean playing Twister with McDonald's fingers, then yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready like Freddy, who ate some bready, died from leady.
Oh, it's a mat
poisoning. And he said, ow, I was not ready for that. Much like
you
a few
hold
of the
the
tech
finger,
demos,
you
there's a
hold your
couple of
finger
minigames
down.
that I can't record properly because they need to be removed from the dock and therefore the capture card, much like with this one, Touch 10. I tried doing it while the Switch was in the dock, but the dock bit me. The variety available in Switch 2 Welcome Tour is already remarkable, but being able to play something completely different away from the TV pushes the variety over the edge of a cliff in a wheelchair.
You're making the
In what
screen
other
dirty
game
with
can you put parts of your body on different
I
colours when
hate
it tells you
that.
to? And then on top of that, you have a part 2 of this minigame where they shuffle the colours for you. As in, you don't have to shuffle the colours yourself, the game does it. And then you have a part 3 where they make the same game even more difficult by adding all 7 colours. Despite this, however, I'm a professional hard, so even though it would be a lot simpler to get another pair of hands to help, I'm determined to do all of this by myself, and I think you should too.
Oh no,
even if
the
it means
screen's
using
all
your
dirty.
nose.
Oh no. Oh.
I believe in you, so don't take any help. Be a Chad Sigma Rigger and do it all on your own. And if you do it all by yourself and get all of the medals completely alone, you'll unlock a secret mode of the game where Nintendo helps you grow another hand.
I hate it when...
Is that
Stop!
I can't use my other fingers, I'm dipping. Off we pop to Area C then. Joy-Con 2R area. The dark world version of Joy-Con 2L area. And I wanted to introduce you all to this world by showing you the first insight I learned in it. A long time ago, Nintendo used to sell its own mice. Yeah, it was a bleak period for Nintendo back then, but if it weren't for all those experiments they did on them, Super Mario Sunshine would never have been finished. We also get told about the magnetic connectors on the system body and how they...
What do you mean? What does that mean, Nintendo made its own mice? Do you mean like the animal or like computer mouse?
Might look a little unstable, but don't worry, they're not at all. And please don't bend the controllers around to test that. It's perfect, trust us. They won't shatter. Shut up, stop looking at me. You're giving me a...
Oh, okay.
Holy shit, guys, I can't believe it. So as I record this video right now, I'm in the middle of editing that very bit of me standing outside what I thought was the border wall between the original Roundhay Garden Scene house and the current still standing stately home, and after a bit of research it turns out that's not the wall. It's actually another wall on the other end of the property, right opposite. That's the wall. That's the actual wall that's still standing from Roundhay Garden scene. And it's really annoying because I want to be taken seriously as a documentarian, as a, you know, a filmmaker, a historian, and this is an error I can't let slip through. In order to, you know, achieve that goal, but I can't justify going all the way back to Leeds to redo everything because it's a 4-hour drive for me, 4.5 with traffic, but it's not correct, is it? And that's not, you know, historically accurate. So I don't know.
Yep.
Do you think I should go all the way back there and refilm
He's gonna
that
go all the way back
scene,
there
at the correct wall?
No. Time to run around and chat with the locals.
Yeah,
then.
no,
And
I'm
the first
not.
kid we run into
I'm not
doing
doing that.
Something extremely surprising. He tells us that he prefers to collect the stamps and tells his mum to play the actual game for him. Nintendo once again unafraid of public backlash, going out of its way to be inclusive and show every type of person that stands on a Switch 2, even the people who buy the console and hate playing it. Not only that though, he also says the word mum, not mom. And speaking as a person of British, I massively appreciate the representation. But Welcome Tour has way more UK-isms and slang to offer you. Not just that. Earlier on, there was a guy that said the word boffin, and later on I found someone who described a good job as tidy. My only constructive criticism for this that I have is that there could be a few more English words or phrases. I didn't see a single character refer to something great as mint. I didn't see a single character call me a slag, and at no point did anyone lose one of their children and shout, "Where are you, you little c***." It's alright though, because there is another C word in this game, Area C. And in Area C, we do find other characters to talk to, and fortunately for us, they are easily the most demented people in the game yet. I think I want to try out the stand angle minigame. I think you need help. Christ, look at this guy over here, permanently stuck in place, staring at an LED, and he never moves an inch. Every other character standing around doing nothing move when you talk to them. Even if it's just a posture change and nothing else, they at least animate. But this kid is the only one that just does not move. Where are this boy's parents? Are they hiding under the analog stick over here? Tee-hee-hee. Hi everybody, my name's Caddicarus, and welcome to my list of the top 10 questions I have about this dubious and potentially illegal situation. Number 10, what are you doing here? Number 9, what are you laughing about? Number 8, are you giggling or is that the Switch 2 being tickled? Number 7, why can I see the outline of my entire body through the stick but both of you don't have a top half? Number 6, are you two kids messing around or is one of you an adult? Number 5, if one of you is an adult, then what are you doing hiding under a shadowy covering with a child? Number 4, why can't I move the camera around enough to check how old you both are, because that changes the angle of my concern entirely. Number 3, why does your shadow show me that you have a ponytail that's been super glued upwards, and why does my shadow look like a sleeping bag? Number 2, should somebody with this silhouette be allowed near anybody? And number 1,
basic title.
I listed this
What's
on
number
eBay
1?
in like 2 seconds and got it.
why? Guys!
Why?
Holy goddamning goddick!
What?
I was already used to the idea of the mini-games getting sequels, but here we have a sequel quiz. I'm being spoiled, and I deserve it. I'm a good boy. Here we go. Mouse Sensor Insights Quiz 2. How do you turn the mouse controller back into a regular controller?
Back to the quizzes.
Contact Nintendo. Well, it's good to know that if you ever forget how to change controller modes, Nintendo won't tell you if you phone them. Always a delight to see a fellow secret.
Yeah, no, they won't tell you.
Demented, the lot of you. So we
Nintendo will tell you anything about the Switch 2, but if you ask them how to change control modes, they're just not gonna do that.
Finish all the quizzes and get another visit from the giant brain lady to give us some more exclusive insights to TV. And I didn't notice this before, but every time she appears, she has an assistant right behind her diligently taking notes. By the looks of things, his outfit, the colors and everything, he seems to be a doctor keeping a close eye on her insight growth. I hope she makes it until the final boss. I might need her summon. Ever tried to guess what a 30-degree angle looks like? No. But I really hope someone makes a game about it.
Oh, more minigames!
I wasn't expecting to use the console stand for a game. Yeah, me neither.
paving slab head. So this is another one of those mini games that you can't record off of your TV because the standard Switch 2 dock is sadly not wide enough to fit the console and the stand fully open at the same time like it should be. But it's no big deal because there's not much to mention. It's only a 2-parter minigame series after all. Part 1 gives you 3 individual angles with the degrees and a visual hint, while all you have to do is move the stand to such a place where you think that the Switch 2 console is recreating that angle that is shown on the screen that you are tilting in order to match the angle. Then the degrees you are off of from the final answers get tallied across all 3 guesses. The lower the score, the better the medal, just like in basketball. After that, it's the same deal in part 2, but this time you just have the degrees you need to estimate without any visual hint at all.
Okay.
Please let me know if I'm going too quickly. On part 1, I managed to get my total guess score exactly bang on the score needed for the hidden third medal. And on part 2, with no visual hints at all, no less, I managed to get 2 degrees off of all 3 guesses in total. So I guess you could say I'm a great angler. The next minigame on this area is Speed Maze, where my biggest question about the Switch 2 was finally answered. Will it have a remaster of the PS1 game Irritating Stick? And will you know it? It absolutely does, but it's arguably even better now that video game technology is a lot more advanced, and now you're able to use one of the Switch 2 Joy-Cons in a new mouse mode. I shan't tell a lie, despite all the previous minigames being great enough as is, this is the one that pushes your gamer skills to the Pepsi Max, because it was the first time in the 2 hours and 55 minutes of playtime so far that I was actually concentrating. But get ready to strap yourselves in and plow your car into a hedge, because this is our first ever
1.8 second
minigame.
1.76.
4-parter, as in 4 parts. Part 1, out of 4 parts, is based on the original book in the quadrilogy that started it all, Speed Maze, Long Walls. Very self-explanatory. You're a mouse, there's long walls, have a wall. After that, it moves on to the more complex but objectively superior Speed Maze 2, Up and Down. I've got this, everyone, don't worry. First attempt, here we go. Not only does this one push the envelope even further than the first book, but it also provides the saga with its first major twist. We all thought, due to the title, that this was just going to be a load of up and down, but then left and right walks in and shit hits the fan. After this is part 3, the most controversial and divisive of the quadrilogy, Speed Maze 3, A Pair of Glasses. Personally, it might be my favourite of the saga, but I do understand the critiques people have made about it. I mean, I'd say that it looks more like a cassette tape. And look at how fast it wants you to get from here to here without touching the edges for the hidden third medal. 3 seconds. All the way from 7 seconds quicker.
I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can do 3 seconds. Alright. Right on the the very last whatever. That is just wow.
Then there's part 4. The tired and uninspired cash grab sequel that came 2 decades too late when the lead mouse was in his 60s. Speed Maze 4, A Tight Squeeze.
Okay. Oh.
That was pretty quick, right? Wouldn't you say? Well, yeah, it was very quick. But somehow it wasn't fast enough. That's just obscene. What is this, Christmas morning? Do you want to know how quick they want you to do this for the hidden third medal? Half a second or faster. I don't think you understand how quick that actually is. This attempt wasn't fast enough. They wanted me to go 1/3 of a second fast.
What the crap? I just can't believe that.
Faster than that. So I did.
Oh. Nice!
Let's be honest, and this is my first major unbiased criticism of this game. This is objectively luck. No skill involved whatsoever. Just throw your mouse at the wall and hope it doesn't bleed. But equally, I forgive you, Welcome Tour, because I can't be objective or fair in my criticisms when you consider that you came built into the Switch 2
you know
for
what?
free.
This just reminds me of the medals from time trials in Blast Corps. When it's revealed that when you get all the gold medals, it's then revealed that there's platinum. It's revealed that there's platinum medals. Oh. What? Oh.
Are they glasses? I think my head is going to screw itself off. When you thought that this game, which is already brilliant, couldn't get any better, you can find missing items scattered all over the console. And we're not talking cool gamer things shoveled in as blatant product placement like Dorito crumbs or layers of dead skin. We're talking actual, real, tangible objects used by people with lives like glasses, hats, books, packs of playing cards, and one single pair of maracas. Not only yet is this another gameplay element that works in tandem with all the other moving parts going on, but it's also a relatable one. I mean, don't you hate it when that happens? I remember one time I dropped my keys on my PSP. I was homeless for 3 weeks. What do you do with these items after you find them, though?
Well, I think I should stop there for now. As for my thoughts on this video so far, it's pretty awesome. I just like that he's going through a depth-by-depth analysis of the Switch 2 Welcome Tour. That's just wow. That is awesome. But anyways, that's it for part 1. If you want to watch part 2, go right ahead. So yeah, I think that's it. Bye.